Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to yet another TapDaddyBeats stream. I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. Let's get some jams. There we go. All right, so you guys kind of know the deal for today. We're going to be making some, we're going to be mixing some beats, bangers, and bops. So yeah, the goal for today, I hear myself. Let me pause myself. There we go. All right, so yeah, basically the goal for today is to mix 3 beats in 3 hours. I've managed to do it so far on all of the past streams, so I think we're gonna try to do the same again today. And you know, again, light streams. We're trying to light mixes. We're not trying to go too crazy overboard, right? Trying to get stuff done, trying to get beats out the door and on platforms, on BeatStars. So yeah, trying to do 30 beats in 30 days. Here we go. This is day I don't know, what is it, day 10? I think it might be day 10, something like that. But yeah, if you guys are trying to find the music on platforms, I am TapDaddy on all platforms. And of course, if you need beats or mixing or anything, you guys can reach out to my email below. I've got that listed in the description. But yeah, I think that we should just dive right into it. All right, so let's pause this. Let's get into Ableton. And let's dive in with the first beat of the day that we're going to be mixing down. So let's give it a listen. Let's just dive into it. So immediately, I feel like I want to just shorten up. I was thinking I need to shorten up this intro. So, you know, we'll take care of last minute production, you know, that we need to maybe tweak. I have a feeling it's going to feel really good with some slight side chain. Space a little bit. God, this is gonna be a lovely beat. I feel like this one I might be tempted to really go in on the mix, but we're gonna try to keep it light though. We're just trying to kind of brush the dust off this and master it. All right, and I'm just curious what our max peak is. It's positive 3.3. Okay, so really we should take everything here and kind of bring it down like a decent amount, right? So let's do that. Let's say if it's positive 3.3 right now, let's take it back like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe. Yeah. All right. And now this is much quieter. I think I'm gonna turn down my microphone a little bit, and I would encourage you guys to bring your volume up a little bit. Let me turn that down. Test. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right. All right, and you know, I feel like as soon as you start listening at a little bit of a lower level, you kind of start to notice more things about the balance, right? And just one thing that I noticed is this kick is this snare is kind of sticking out of the mix a little bit too far. Let's just bring this back, starting with the gain staging. It's a lot more reasonable. Oh, this trumpet sounds a little bit too muted. Maybe let's take off this vinyl filter, see what's under here. Something that's even more muted. might kind of brighten that up with an EQ. Before we dive into EQing, though, let's just focus on decibel balance of things, you know, the leveling, the gain staging. And then let's maybe also be thinking about spacing, how we want to space everything out a little bit. So I noticed that this piano is kind of like leaning a little bit to the right. But so is this like bell melody that kind of fits with it. Oops, wrong. There we go. I'm kind of thinking maybe what might help these just fit together is like, let's just swap the left and the right audio for one of these. So I'm thinking this little bell might just sit about where it's at in the right ear. We're just going to mirror it and have it sit there in the left ear, and hopefully that'll kind of help space things out a little bit. So we're just going to pull out the utility, and we're going to do swap. There we go. Actually, I kind of like it more in the right ear. So let's actually copy this. Let's turn this off. Let's put this on the piano, actually. We're going to swap the piano instead. We're kind of getting a little bit more of a spread here. That's kind of nice. I don't know. Does it almost feel unnatural sitting in that left ear? Feels good though. It's kind of strange. I don't know. Having it the left and the right swapped on that piano almost makes it feel like it's like really far out there on the left. We might even try just like scooting this a little bit further to the right just to kind of help balance this. I'm starting to think I'm doing negative work here. It sounded fine stacked up where it was. That just means that we might take like our trumpet, have that kind of fill the left space, you know. See, we're just trying things like a bunch of different ways, and we're making the best decision that we can, you know. I think there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I feel like this is really what I would encourage you guys. It's kind of a workflow thing. Being able to try it 3 different ways very quickly and just come to a decision, right? That helps you get to the better results. And this, to me, feels like the best results. I don't know. Even though it's all leaning to the right, this feels better to me. Okay, so we're back where we started. That's all good. Let's figure out what we're doing with these guys. There we go. Hey, what's up, Signature? How you doing, man? Okay, so I'm kind of thinking like this could come left a little bit. See that fits like a glove. That feels pretty nice. Now that we moved it a little bit left, though, it's a little bit louder. We could probably set this a little bit further on the ground. Because also, like, a small difference, right? Small difference in objective and goal when we're mixing down these beats that are kind of like meant for beat stars. Like, I think it's totally okay to go off on a little saxophone lick, a little sax rant, you know? But I guess I think the difference between this and music that's meant to, you know, purely be for instrumental entertainment, you know? I think the difference is that details like this, I would set a lot further back if I'm, you know, planning for an artist to come in and rhyme this. If it's like something going on Spotify, though, if it's not, which who knows, maybe this will someday. I'm not sure. I haven't made up my mind on it yet, but you know. But yeah, like for Spotify, if it's an instrumental track that's meant to entertain people instrumentally, like yeah, I would bring these forward a lot more, you know, but keep it nice and low key. There we go. We got so many fun little details to space out. So much good counterpoint going on here. Yeah, so we're going to keep this in the exact same lane as this guy. We might even set him down a little bit more. All right. Not by much, though. Let's see what's going on in this EQ. Oops, I had that EQ in the wrong spot. We're gonna put that here instead. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do this after the reverb. There's just like not enough right up here in this mid. I want to really pull it forward. Okay, that's kind of an aggressive EQ, not gonna lie, but I'm using my ears, I'm not using my eyes, okay? I think we definitely need to set this a little bit further on the ground now. Hell yeah. Now, where do we want this walk-in to come in? I mean, so, we got the piano and that little vibraphone bell in the right ear, kind of. You know, these guys. And we've got these trumpets and stuff in the left ear. Now, I feel like, I don't know. It almost feels like it could come in the right. Maybe we put it on the outside of those trumpets on the left, right? Left, right? Let's just try going kind of far out with this guy. Yeah, it's already kind of naturally sitting in the left ear. That would... Let's go like really far out. There we go. Signature says, what number are we at now? Good question, man. We're mixing down song 997. We finished last Saturday on song 999. I started song 1000 in the middle of the week, but I didn't get a chance to finish it. And I feel like that's such a big number. It would be a shame to squander it on an unfinished beat. So I'm kind of half considering just deleting that little loop that I cooked up so I can actually make a real song 1000, you know? Or I just got to finish that beat. I don't know. I've had such a busy week. I just haven't had enough time to like sit down and make music, you know? But man. But yeah, 997 is what we're on though right now. Oh, and I guess if you were asking about like the 30 and 30, maybe that's what you were asking about. I guess we're on day 10. I think I've released 10 of those beats so far. So if you guys are curious, you know, if you want to hear all of the stuff that I'm dropping in this 30 and 30, there's already like 10 of them that have come out in the past 10 days on my channel. And man, today I dropped a really slick one that I hope you guys enjoy. It's kind of a smooth, very smooth, like kind of 90s beat. I don't know. Kind of like this. I don't know. Okay, and this is where we're going to want to trade. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We'll put this middle right, maybe 15 right, and then this guy could go on the outside of that, something like this. I don't know. That doesn't quite feel natural. Let's bring this flute back center and observe kind of where it's leaning naturally. It's pretty center. I don't know. I don't know. It's sitting pretty center. We could kind of go wherever we want with it. But yeah, Signature saying that's got to be celebrated. Absolutely, man. I agree 1,000%. Oh, man. Yeah, I am going to have to celebrate that. That has been... I'm trying to think when I started naming my beats song number. I think I may have been maybe about 20 years old when I started to number my beats, right? I think so. I don't know. I may have been a little bit older than that. Point is, it's been a while, man. It's been almost 10 years. But it's funny because the vast majority of these beats were made in the last 3 years, you know? Or 4 years. I don't know, depending on how you look at it. But man, I've been cranking out music, and this is honestly why I really love doing this 30 and 30 challenge, you know, just dropping 30 beats in 30 days, is because like I make a lot of beats. I don't want them to sit on my hard drive. I want them to get out, you know, to people that are going to do cool things with them. So I don't know, this is kind of a way that I can just really get a lot of those published in some form or capacity. I don't know. It feels like it's not a real song until it's published, right? I don't know. All right. Let's try doing this differently. We got a couple of different things that we're trying to play with here. I'm going to put this guy in the other ear. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. Oops. We'll take this guy. We'll put him like pretty far on the left. There we go. And this guy could be in the far right ear. Woo! That was, I took like a really deep shot throwing that way far right. But like, I like how that's kind of slick how that's sitting way off over there. Like, that's good. Oh, I forgot about this though. I like that. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I talk with you guys a lot about weights of like, I don't know, when I'm balancing things left versus right, I'm kind of assigning arbitrary weights to the different audios in my mind, you know? I'm kind of considering things that are maybe a little bit heavier, a little bit lighter, and I think that, you know, if I'm trying to balance something heavy against something light, I might kind of shift it like this so that it balances a little bit better, you know? So some of these lighter details can go really on the far outsides, you know, be balanced against things that have a little bit more weight that might be a little bit more medium right, like mid right, you know? I guess like this was really working on these blips because they were such light details, but I feel like I forgot that I played out the rest of that sample chop over here, which kind of gives it a little bit more weight. Not sure if we're going to be able to make that work. We could automate. Let's just find the comfortable spot for this guy in this section right here. Yeah. Oh, we were going to chop off the beginning. I forgot about that. I think we were going to start it right here. I'm so ADD. I don't know. Yeah, that sounds way better. If we just start it right there. Get us right into the action. Okay. Ooh, doesn't sound like we got that first chop. Where you at, dude? Where you at, dog? Yeah, you are just barely behind, man. You need to get your ass in line. There we go. Cool. Bass feels slightly out of tune to you. It kind of feels a little bit out of tune to me. I don't know. I might need to kind of straighten that out, but I feel like, I don't know, I'm a little bit I don't usually put pitch correction on like upright basses, you know? I'm so used to using pitch correction on vocals and really not a whole lot more than that. I have no idea how it's gonna sound, but let's pull out our tuner and see just how out of tune this is. It might just be a matter of maybe rather than using something like pitch correction, we could use something like shifter to kind of shift it by a matter of sense, you know? That could work too. Oh, where is it? Where did I put that? Oh, I put that on the wrong thing. I'm being silly. I'm being a very silly guy today. That's really not bad. I was expecting for it to be like way over here. Nah, I'm convinced that's pretty good. This guy's sounding a little bit loud. Yeah, we need this guy to be a lot more subtle. Let's bring him back. Alright, this guy I'm going to try to swap the left and the right. Get him naturally sitting over in the left ear a little bit. Let's see how that sounds. Because, yeah, right now he's naturally sitting a little bit more in the right. Or she. I don't know. This little melody could be she. I don't know. Oh, yeah, there we go. Feels a little louder. Let's bring it down. There we go. Ah, beautiful. Gosh, I have like nothing on these drums. I kind of like how dry they sound though. I mean, we could try, I just want to try something small here. Something to kind of give it a little bit of liveliness. No, live. There we go. Lively resonant. We're going to give it just a smidge of this reverb just to see how it feels. No, I like it closer. I like it drier. I don't know. I'm also just curious if we slightly squeeze it with some LA. Might be kind of good. I don't know. It's a little louder now. We'll fix that in a second. Okay. I don't know. It's now I feel like we're getting out of hand. Oh, I'm thinking just this little EQ to give. Really what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to add a little bit onto that subby low end of that kick. I don't know, it just feels better to me like that. I know that there's like a lot of volume there in that low end. I'm giving it a little bit more. Yo, let's not overthink a good thing. These drums are good, right? Those first couple notes on that walk up are a little quiet. Let's go look at it. Yeah, we did crescendo. This first note is just way too quiet. It's not being heard. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna lift this piano a little bit of compression here. Let's try that. It's a little bit. I'm feeling pretty good about the overall balance and the spacing of things. We're kind of zeroing in here. See, this feels a little bit more vibrant. Might even set this down a little bit. I think we need to set the sax and the trumpet up a little bit higher now. I'm also kind of considering a little bit of compression on these guys. Kind of another one where I might need to set it down a little bit more afterwards. You guys might notice I'm using a utility rather than just slapping this down, and it's really just so that I can A/B test, right? A little bit easier that way, but That's sounding good. Yeah, we're gonna keep that in. Let's kind of look at this bass again. So we've got some compression on here. This is feeling really good. I'm just kind of thinking, you know, usually when I'm making hip hop tracks, I'm like really setting that bass up so loud and so big. This one's kind of got a little bit of a different vibe to it. This is pretty low key, and you know, I'm not sure if we're really trying to like rattle your car windows with this upright bass. I think that this bass is kind of meant to be a little bit more gentle, you know? So we might even just kind of set this down a little bit till it feels right, till it really gels with those piano chords. And you know, setting it down is kind of making that kick pop a little bit more. I kind of like that. We have this hanging out over here. We're gonna get rid of that. God, that's beautiful, man. I'm feeling pretty satisfied with this. I think really we want to just, okay, so, you know, last little thing that I want to do here is I want to put a nice curve on this fade out. Let's do that. Man, I'm getting stuff done today. I like kind of need to as well. I've got a pretty busy day going on. So I'm doing 3 mixes here on the stream, quick ones, right? We're not trying to do a whole lot. And then I've got a mix for a client that I've been kind of pecking at this whole week. I'm planning on doing a really deep dive on it tonight. And yeah, that's where most of my evening's going to be going. It's like I've got a pretty complicated mix for a client that is kind of fun. It's kind of challenging, you know. And then I've got to stem out 2 of my beats, which is, oh man, I hate stemming. As soon as I can afford to hire somebody to stem and track my projects for me, totally, man. Because, you know, that I feel like has been the bane of my existence, the real bottleneck. You know, it's like I can fly through making beats. I quite enjoy mixing them. But yeah, bouncing dry and wet versions of all of the instruments and making sure that they are organized and that I've got the groups and then folders for the trackouts in those groups and just all of that stuff. Oh man, it kills me. But I feel like I've gotten quicker at it over time. But, you know, let it be known, if you do buy stems from me on my BeatStars, you are going to get a really nicely organized folder of both the wet stems, right? And then also the dry trackouts. That's what I include in my BeatStars when you get stems from me. And not only that, you'll get like the grouped drums, and then there'll be a folder for all those individual drums, both wet and dry. So, you know, I'm a perfectionist, you know. I like to really make sure that I'm sending out the best, most organized folder that I possibly can if you're grabbing stems from me. And also on top of that, in the folder where I have both, my wet stems and my dry track outs, I also have reference tracks for how the instrumental should sound mixed down. So I've got 2 reference tracks because I include an optional tag in my beats. I don't expect for artists to use the TapDaddyBeats tag when they buy my beats and they buy my stems, but I do include the TapDaddyBeats tag for anybody that might like the sound of it, because I definitely have had people request that I include the tag in their beat. So I always send reference tracks that include with the tag and without the tag. See, I try to send stems and track outs the way that I would like to receive them. So, that's my thoughts on it. I don't know. I'm so used to when I get track outs and stems from clients, it's always just thrown into, it's a bunch of WAV files thrown into a folder and none of it's named. You gotta love that. No, honestly, I do really appreciate when people name everything, but it's not like a make it or break it thing. Like I can figure out what the drums are in the track, I love this beat. God, I want to hear bars on this, man. If any of you guys got bars, it's going to be coming out in a few days, I think. I don't know how long, honestly. It might be a week or so, but trying to get ahead because I've got jury duty on the 11th, which kind of sucks because I'm doing, 30 beats in 30 days, and that really sucks. I'm not giving up on 30 and 30. I'm going to just schedule out ahead, but oh man, I don't know how I'm going to balance all this work with jury duty. That sucks. All right. Where we at max peak wise? Minus 6.2. Wow, we got about 6 decibels of headroom. I love that. That's great. I think we're pretty much ready to start mastering. I was thinking of doing a little bit of sidechain, but I don't think I'm gonna need to. Also, this just sounds good. I don't want to mess with a good thing, right? Plus, the moment we start compressing with that Shadow Hill, we're probably going to get a little bit of chain going on. Just enough to gel things. That is so beautiful. Okay, wow. All right. Dang, that is awesome. All right, let's start doing it. All right. Shadow Hills. Mastering compressor, our favorite. All right, enable sidechain. Let's get this optical threshold set. I don't like to squeeze it too hard on the master, honestly. I like maybe bringing it to this -1, you know, on the needle. Let's see. No, I need to set the threshold first. Nice. Okay, I really am pushing the gain though quite a bit on this. Let's hear this back with that bass though. I turned up the discrete quite a bit. I want to hear what that's doing to the bass. I feel like that has really brought that bass forward. Also, I'm hearing something in the bass line that's gonna absolutely bother me if I don't fix it right frickin' now. See, the ends of these notes are just as important. See, like, I don't like that. Tighten that. Okay, and then I think that just repeats, right? Yep. Let's bring that over here. Quick fixes at the end, you know? I think this is sounding really good. I think we just need to start bringing it up in volume. So guys, we're going to step this up about 5 decibels. This is going to get 5 decibels louder. Just a little volume warning. Right, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to bring my headphones down a little bit. And I suggest you guys might do the same if you feel like this might be a bit loud. Let's jump back and let's hear this. we're looking at this max peak value over here, right where my mouse is at the right hand side. We just want to make sure that stays below 0. Because yeah, we're gonna let the maximizer from Isotope bring us the rest of the way to 0. I think we're in the clear. I think we're good. All right. I could probably bring my microphone up a little bit. Yeah. You know, also mixing the stream at the same time. Test, test. All right. Yes. Getting a little bit louder. There we go. That might be a little bit too loud. Let's bring that back. All right. Okay, I think we are at a decent volume now. All right, let's bust out. Well, let's use Ozone's maximizer as we do. I'm trying to keep these master chains pretty simple. Ideally, if I've done my homework on the mix, I shouldn't have to do a ton on the master. But I don't know. I feel like lately I've been kind of having struggle. I've been having to like limit in layers and stages. Been kind of difficult. Okay, and I want this to be a part of the track that has the bass and a lot of instruments. So we'll say maybe like right here. Yeah. All right, volume warning. Once again, this is gonna step up in volume. Just letting you guys know. All right, let's do this. I actually quite agree with what this is doing because that bass was kind of cropping up quite a bit. And you can tell, you know, by these guys, it is kind of brightening the mix, which I kind of enjoy that as well. I feel like most of the time I end up kind of, you know, turning this off and doing my own. Every once in a while, it'll suggest a halfway decent EQ. I feel like we're pushing this a little bit hard. I wonder if we go for smooth limiting. That feels a little bit better. All right, let's measure our LUFS real quick. See how close we are. I think I'm really aiming for about 10 LUFS, somewhere around there. So let's run it. Yeah. All right, we're paying attention to our LUFS over here. We're hoping that it might get around -10. That'd be great. I feel like I might have to mess with that maximizer a bit. Okay. So it's quite a bit quieter than I was hoping, and also I can't help but feel like, in these moments where the kick and the bass are kind of hitting about the same time, we sometimes kind of get a little bit of artifacts in there, from our limiting. I'm gonna have to do some shenanigans. I'm gonna do it. Doing some shenanigans here. All right. Yeah, we're gonna try limiting before, and if we need to limit more after, we'll do that as well. Might just have to let off on this a little bit. Yeah, we're kind of like pushing it into the ceiling. So I backed off on the maximizer a little bit. So that's not limiting as hard as it was. But then I put a limiter after that. One that I feel like is a little bit cleaner than the maximizer. Yeah, basically I shoved it into the ceiling about 1.5 decibels, right? I'm hoping that can get us about to where we want to be. Like I said, I don't want to get like too crazy with this master. I'm keeping it pretty simple here. Alright, let's see what our LUFS is. Feeling a little flattened now. Not too bad though. We've got like an entire lufs to go. I'm not sure how much I care about the target though when it comes to like type beats that I'm putting on my channel. You know, if it was for Spotify, I might go a little bit harder on that, but yeah, Signature says trumpet's nice and open. Thank you, man. Yeah, I like how those came out, you know. All right. What else can I do though? See, I can't help but feel like, dude, this maximizer is just too much. Okay, that sounded a little bit like cleaner. You know, I'm really paying attention to the kind of, you might hear some artifacts on those kicks, right? It's a little bit less noticeable now, but there is still stuff going on there. Okay, I just pushed the limiter after the maximizer up a decent amount. Let's run it back to the beginning. Let's get our final lufs count. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna settle for minus 11 lufs. Why not? I think that that's just like the smartest choice. It sounds good here, you know? All right, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about that. All right, and we want to do a little save as actually. Let's just do a save live set as so we can have a separate copy. Call it mix v1. Probably should have done this at the beginning, but it's all good. Let's see. Oh man, so we got 2 more to go today. That one took about an hour and 10 minutes. I'm trying to do these within an hour. You know, we're trying to do like light mixes on these beats so we can get them out the door to the rappers, you know, up on BeatStars, up on YouTube, you know. But pretty happy with how this one came out. Damn. I'll tell you guys what, I'm gonna heat up a little bit of coffee. I'll let you guys enjoy our new song 997. And if you come up with any names for this, definitely let me know in chat. I feel like with dropping 30 beats in 30 days, I've had to, you know, really scratch my brain for new track names, you know. Anyways, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go heat up a little bit of coffee. back at it. Let's go. All right, got some hot coffee. I think I'm ready to move on to the next track. Let's see what we got. Oh, this next one's a pretty fun one. And also, if you guys, haven't seen yet on my channel, every Wednesday, I drop a new beat making video. And we're going to mix down the one that was actually in this week's beat making video. If you guys haven't seen that video, that was making an MF Doom type beat with 12-bar verses. We're going to mix down that track right now. I think this one's a really fun one. Of course I want to save. What changed? I thought I just saved. All right. But yeah, this should be a kind of a fun one, kind of a simple one too. There's not like a ton going on here, as you can see, but it's kind of a fun track where basically I call these 12-bar verses because it's comprised of like these so this is like 3 3 3 3, and this to me is like a verse. Boom boom. So basically 12-bar verses. Let's hear this. I'm gonna have to turn up my volume. Here, I'll turn my my microphone down so I'm not blasting you guys out. All right, test. Perfect. I think that should be good. Somewhere around here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm already feeling like we might need a little bit more mid-range. But yeah, weekend kind of mood, absolutely. I feel you on that. Get a max peak value. Oh wow, we've actually got a lot of headroom here. That's good. But yeah, I don't know why, I just feel like this track feels very MF Doom-ish. Track name, Weekend Kind of Mood. That could be a good one. I'll write that one down. I don't know about you, but I keep I keep in my phone just a running list of track names. Let's see, yeah. Weekend Kind of Mood. Okay. That's a good one. Thank you, man. Kind of mood. There we go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Perfect, man. That's awesome. That actually really could be I feel like I've just been so desperate for track names. That's probably going to come up at some point. All right. If I remember right, I kind of gain staged this as I was making it. And I kind of like that it's a little bit more mono. because you can really feel the delays coming off the sides. See, like, I don't know, I kind of like that. Okay, bringing this guy up a bit. See, like, do we want maybe this guy a little bit off on the side? Just ever so slightly. We'll keep him, like, mostly mid. We'll have both these guys kind of like slightly off, like center right, center left. Cool. I'm thinking this guy. Let's do something kind of fun. We're gonna kind of like put these divots around the mid-range, trying to kind of concentrate some sound around here. Just trying to get a lay of the land here. See, this fits like a glove with these chords. A little bit of compression on these drums. That's sounding good. Let's bust out an EQ after this, after the compression. Give that low end a little bit more body. There we go. I think I hear a giant ass like garbage truck outside. I feel like there's always giant trucks going by when I'm trying to mix. Let's see, this guy could be a lot more like, it could just be a lot more maybe. Let's get our utility out and just bring him up a little bit maybe. EQ, we might lift some of the highs. Just like maybe this much and onwards. So icy. I love these piano. If you guys are curious, this is an X band. It's in the electronic piano section. It's called GS Piano. It's the 17th preset. I'm giving you guys game here, okay? All of these instruments have incredible space to them. Yeah, I think really we're going to try to leave this mix pretty simple. We're not trying to get too tricky with things or too involved. It's... I do want to kind of hear if we, maybe hit it with a little bit of compression if it kind of lifts a little bit. Not sure if this is going to be the best compressor for it, though. Oh, actually. Oh, that feels so much more full and just nice. Set that down one. I like this. Oh, fun fact. Just something I figure is worth mentioning. You guys probably see me drinking out of this mug all the time. This is actually from an EP that I dropped 2 years ago. It's called Earthbound. It's a nice little chill hop EP. But fun fact, it just turned 2, like yesterday. Like, exactly. Just turned 2 years old. I got an email from Spotify saying, congratulations, Earthbound is 2 years old today. I was like, oh shit, I remember that. Gosh, that was a really fun day when I released that. It was like one of the first times that me and my wife were trying to run. I can't remember exactly. I don't think that we ran ads on the EP itself, but we were promoting certain playlists that really fit the bill of that EP. And it was a really exciting day. I remember we were like, I don't know, so eager to like watch the numbers start to roll in a little bit that we just didn't know what to do with ourselves. So we went out to a brewery and stared at our phones there, you know, waiting to see what our new EP would do. And I remember that EP was like really well received. At least for the time, I was like a really small artist. But I just remember hearing from a good handful of people how much they enjoyed the Earthbound EP. I don't know. That was like one of the earlier EPs that I was dropping as TapDaddy that I just have pretty fond memories of. I just remember it was like a pretty exciting release for me. All right, let's see. Oh, it looks like we're starting to get up there. And just pay attention to our max peak value here. I even bring this guy up a bit. Trying to think if there's anything that I might do with these chords here. I think we could compress this a little bit. Okay, starting to get places. What I like about this is it kind of lifts up that slight reverb tail. Might need to bring this down though now that we've compressed it a bit. Want to get more of this mid-range. I kind of did like a little shelf lift here, and you'll notice I put these divots around here. And that really why, like the logic behind that is we're trying to make this section feel a little bit like chiseled out a little bit. We're trying to make it feel a little bit carved out from the rest of the EQ range, you know? Trying to emphasize this mid-range. It's subtle, but I'll take it. All right, it's looking like our max peak is at about -3 currently, -2.9. We'll see kind of where that lands. I think we have enough room, though, to maybe start compressing, start working on the master a little bit. give it a curvy fade out over here. Yeah, let's just do this. Just about up here. 3, 6, and then we'll let it ride. Nice. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and start compressing. And again, we're trying to not get too fancy with our mastering. You know, I'm trying to keep it simple. Ooh, I kind of like this feel. I'm kind of going a little bit more compressed than I usually do. I like this very compressed feel. This feels so good. Yeah, I like how the sidechain is feeling on this Shadow Hills compressor. All right, max peak of minus 0.58. That is close enough to 0 that I think we can just go ahead, bust out our maximizer. So, yeah, we're going to run some ozone on this. And just a little volume warning, you know, as always, this has a tendency to jump around volume-wise while it's running, so just be careful. All right, let's run this. Turn my volume down a bit. Okay, wow, it really lifted up here. This might actually be pretty advantageous. Let's do a little bit of A/B testing on it. This does offer more mid-range, but I feel like we already kind of solved that, and I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying the brightness. What I like about this right here is there's like no fuzz or anything that this is picking up. Usually when it does this sort of thing, I like fix it, I turn it off or whatever. And it's usually because there's like some sort of like fuzz from something I'm sampling that is just really being brought forward or something. There's really no sample material in this, and there's really nothing contributing fuzz that we don't want to hear. So this actually feels pretty good. It's kind of lifting everything that is sitting just above the drums. It's kind of a cool feel. So like, you know, the highs on those reverbs and stuff. Let's bust out our meter and let's see kind of where we're at. Dude, that's sick. We might be able to pull a little bit more out of it. I'd love to get it up above 10. That would be great. Let's see if we could pull back on this threshold here a little bit more. I think we might have it here. In fact, let's start that from the beginning. There we go. What's up, Siddharth? How you doing, man? It's good to see you, dude. Looking like 9.7. Yeah. Oh, I will certainly take that. That is awesome. Oh, man, we got another one in. That was quick. That was a really quick one. This was an easy beat. Yeah, that is just sounding great. All right, let me save this guy. All right, and while it's doing that, oh, wow, that was quick. That was really quick. Let's get it loaded into the next project. Cool. $9.99. That's what we're doing next. Cool. All right, and I think I'm gonna grab one more cup of coffee. I'm just drinking all the coffee today. So yeah, we got one more mix to do today. We're gonna dive into this next one. I think while I'm running to the microwave and just heating up some coffee. Yeah, I'll play you guys Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Serendipity. Why not? That's a great one. All right, I'll be 2 seconds. I'm just going to go grab some coffee. All right, I am back. Hot coffee. There we go. Oh, man. This stream really should be sponsored by coffee brands. I drink so much coffee on stream. Oh, man. All right. So first and foremost, let's do a little save live set as song 999 mix V1. Perfect. There we go. And yeah, let's give it our first listen through. Let's see. It looks like it starts here. Oh yeah, this one is great. God, I love the sub bass here. part a little bit. And we'll probably want to, you know, gloss these vocals up with a little bit of dreamy, like, reverb. But I love how mono and like kind of dry the piano feels. We're probably going to preserve that feeling a little bit, you know. Cool, and we got a max peak value of positive 1.8. Ew, gross. Let's change that. Let's highlight all of these. And man, you can see this is also another very simple beat. This is nothing too crazy. So let's see. Let's get it below 0. 1, 2. And then let's give ourselves a little bit of headroom, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay. Now, let's bring it back. Might need to turn up your headphones a little bit. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Let's see what's going on in the EQ range of this guy. Oh, that seems fine. Really, I just want to like see what's going on in this ambience. Okay, that's pretty clean. Drums feel a little bit intense in the highs. Just kind of taming them down a little bit. Alright, let's focus on these. See, these might be a little bit loud right now. And I just want to hear what these will sound like when we get a little bit of hall reverb on here. It's a little bit much. Let's try, there's another one that I like called Vocal Space. Kind of interesting. I want to hear what this sounds like without this vinyl filter for a second. I know I put this on here because I wasn't vibing with it at first when I produced this, but ooh. That's pretty buttery smooth. I don't know though, it almost feels like way too high fidelity for this track, you know, it almost sticks out. We really want it to gel. I think that's really why I put that vinyl filter on. Yeah, I think it's gonna need that though. Alternatively, we could kind of mess with the EQ, but this is kind of serving the purpose though. Okay, let's bring it back over here. Ooh, yeah. Damn, I love that sub bass, dude. Well, if we did like some slight compression on it, sometimes I just really love what this LA2A does to subby basses like this. Yeah. Ooh, that bumps. Might be a little bit extreme on this vocal space. Let's bring the reverb down a little bit. I want to try the 1176 and just kind of sift through some of the vocal. There was like this one vocal preset that I just have been really enjoying when I'm like doing my tags. Probably put this before the reverb here. It could serve as a good starting spot. Might tweak it, but smooth vocal. Okay. Feeling nice and tucked in. Let's straighten out this vibraphone part. I don't know. Some of the notes are kind of bugging me, you know? Like it just doesn't feel as clean as it could be, right? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. And it does kind of swing, and we kind of like that, but like, I don't know. I think I want to first focus on accuracy. Like this guy kind of falls behind a bit. Same with this guy. This guy almost feels like a little bit too on point, oddly enough. Let's get that guy. Okay, that feels good. What we got going on here? Ooh, we were like... I feel like we are like so off on this. Where did we start over here? Right between. Yeah, so this would need to come forward a little bit. Yeah, you see this lagged behind so much. We're like almost off an entire... Okay, so let's just fold that so that it's easier to work with. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, you see, we're just like so far behind on these guys. This definitely needed to get sorted out. And we kind of want them a little bit behind the beat, right? It almost feels unnatural if you just have everything landing perfectly right on time, you know? It's like, nah, we want this to feel pretty natural, and I think just kind of leaning on the back of the beat feels pretty cool, you know? We'll extend that guy out to here. Okay. Same with these guys. I don't know how I got so far behind on these guys. Okay. But you see, this feels so much better just being a little bit more tight. I feel like I used to be so obsessive with, like, I don't know, things feeling human, that I was just, like, obsessed with the idea of, like, imperfection and allowing for things to be off. But I feel like that sort of thinking can kind of shoot yourself in the foot if you're not careful, you know? Like, at the end of the day, tighter is more accurate, feels a little bit better, but total perfection of accuracy is what feels not human. Yeah. Woo, let's hear that whole section together. Nice. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Let's run this all the way back and let's just kind of observe the mix. Again, we're doing very light mixes today, you know. Really just trying to solve problems, not too focused on doing like big deep dives to, you know, do anything too fancy. We're just trying to get beats out the door, man. I'm curious, if we did like a little squeezing of compression on these drums, might feel a little bit better. Oh, that does feel pretty good. See, it just kind of lifts it up a little bit. Feels nice. And, you know, what I like to do after compressing drums is I like to, after the fact, do a little additive EQ around the kick just to give a little bit of body to that low end. And I know that like the peak of the lows down here is a little bit, you know, closer to like 60. But it kind of feels a little bit nice, boosting just like a little bit above that. Now we might need to turn these drums down a little bit. Wow, turning that ratio up on the 1176 on these vocals, it makes it feel very intense. Now, I'm not sure if it's just like loudness bias that we're like hearing this, but it just feels very intense. I mean, it's kind of nice, right? I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Man, I'm just trying to think. Any last minute adjustments we want to make? Okay, I think we can get rid of that vocal pop hall. We're not going to use that. God, I'm loving the sound of this sub bass. Now, the question is, was that a little bit too harsh on the entrance of the vocals? We did make them a lot more intense, and we want them to feel very natural, right? We might just be able to, like, nudge this down a little bit. It might help with that, you know? Like, maybe, like, 1 decibel we're gonna... Oh, yeah. bringing that vibraphone down a bit. There we go. Alright, max peak of minus 4.20. Nice. Okay, yeah. No, that is sounding really good. I think we should start maybe compressing this, kind of squeezing it. I have a hunch that, you know, the sidechain on the Shadow Hills compressor, I think that's going to sound pretty good on a track like this. We might end up, like, kind of squeezing it, you know? Like, I really enjoyed how that last track came out, where we really kind of went a little bit heavier on the Shadow Hills, and it squeezed it, and we had sidechain enabled, so those kicks were, like, really punching through, you know? We might try something similar here, but there's also just, like, I don't know, this track is a lot brighter. Who knows if that's going to really work out the same way, you know? Well, one way to find out. Let's start pulling out the Shadow Hills master compressor. Okay. Let's bring it back over here and just begin. Hear bars on this, dude. That is awesome. All right, let's start getting it closer to a max peak of 0. We'll let the maximizer take it the rest of the way, but we're gonna try to get it in the ballpark of 0. I could boost it by like 1.5. That might be a little bit dangerous. Let's try it. 1.5. All right. Let's run it back. It's going to be a little bit louder. And you know what? Let's just get a good starting point on our meter of like where we're at. Measure our LUFS. See how far we can take it. Let's see. Plugins. You lean on the master. There we go. Okay. Also gonna save. looking at this max peak value, the bottom right over here. Just making sure that that stays below 0. It peaked. By 0.09. You jerk. All right, let's call it like 1.2 then. That should be plenty. All right, let's run it back. And also, we're just kind of thinking about the mix as well at this point. If there's anything else that we want to touch up. All right, man, that is sounding beautiful. All right, I think now we're going to start really trying to raise the volume of this master. Yeah, let's just let, I'm trying to go for a cheap and dirty master, basically. Not trying to not get too involved, but trying to keep it pretty true to the mix. I'm going to let Ozone, listen to it and do its thing. I might adjust it quite a bit, You guys know how I do with this thing. We're really mostly using it for this maximizer right here. This thing is really goddamn useful. Let's find a good spot for this. Let's say like over here. Yeah, we'll let it run over here. All right, so volume warning. Just letting you guys know this might jump around in volume a little bit. So, protect your ears, all that good stuff. Let's run it. mean, I kind of see what it was trying to do with this EQ, but I kind of am not sure if I really want to tame that sub like that. This does pick up quite a bit of the ambience here. Yeah, let's run without this EQ. Alright, let's see what our LUFS is at. Sounds good everywhere except for that dropout. It's honestly getting a little bit clippy here, so we gotta do something about this. It was like right over here where you guys, if you're listening to that sub bass, you're gonna hear a little bit of clipping, like right over here. Yikes, you know. That's the problem spot. And it's because, you know, so we've got this compression over here. When there's a lot more stuff in the track, that sub bass is kind of being tamed down a little bit more. But everything drops out, that sub bass bumps, and it just like is a little bit too much for this limiter. So let's zoom in on this spot. Let's try to fix this. You know, I'm thinking we might do. Let's get a limiter in here. We're gonna put this before the maximizer. We're gonna soft clip it. I did say we were gonna do a quick and dirty master. Nah, let's see. Let's see where we're at with our LUFS, and it is sounding a lot cleaner than it was. So, you know, we're almost there. -10 LUFS. Let's go. Nice. That's pretty good, man. Oh, damn. It is a little bit of, you know, kind of dirty of, you know, kind of a dirty master, quite honestly. I don't know. I kind of like that it's a little bit unhinged, you know? Look, I feel like it's totally genre dependent. And I think that, like, hip hop and boom bap sometimes can be a little bit unhinged, you know? Man, let's give it one more listen through, you know. Tiny click in that area. Yeah, I know. That's the thing, is I was just about to say, let's give it another listen through and really try to see if we got any clips, any clicks, anything that might need to be smoothed out. I was kind of considering we might try a secondary compressor to kind of help normalize it a little bit further before we send it into the limiter. See, I like the sound of this soft clip. Like, it kind of is giving it a little crunch to it, right? Let's back it up there. That really is the problem section, you know. It might even be a solution of we might just take a sledgehammer to that section and just, like, I don't know, bring that sub down by like a decibel just for this moment. God damn, yeah, because that kills me. Okay. I'm going to throw a wrench at this, okay? I don't always suggest fixing things like this, but sometimes it can be useful, right? And really, so like what's going on here is we've got a compressor on here that has sidechain on it. You know, that Shadow Hills master compressor. So with everything going on in the track, that bass is somewhat tamed down, you know, and it sounds really good and kind of crunchy, soft clipped, you know, through that master. But for this one brief second, we punch them with a little bit of that bass when there's like really not much else going on in the track. And so the compressor isn't like pushing it down as much as it is in the other areas. And it just so happens to be not really agreeing with our limiter, right? So yeah, we're going to try kind of a brute force solution here. We're going to like, just for these two notes, we're going to say, like, just for this section. Boop. Yeah, like that. God, it's even kind of rough there. Okay, that's much better. That's sounding a little bit better. All right. Let's measure our LUFS again. out that, you see, this is why I usually don't go so hard on that Shadow Hill compressor, is because it can, you know, really, really change things here. And I've got like maybe one more solution I want to try throwing at this. We're going to try limiting the bass itself. See, but this doesn't quite get the entire problem, you know, because really what's creating this issue is the Shadow Hills. But it's not going to stop me from trying this and seeing how a soft clipped bass sounds here. That actually kind of helped it. I want to try this without this on. See, that sounds like too much, but if we re-enable this automation, and it's kind of a little bit in this piano, you know, this piano is kind of also crackling a little bit. That I don't mind as much as the bass, you know. This is a sampled piano. It's kind of, you know, this is what I mean by like a dirty master, you know. All right, let's run it back. It could be. I kind of noticed it was the piano and the vocals were kind of going crazy. Let's listen for it this time around. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this utility here that brings us down -3. We're going to slap that on this piano as well. So we have the same automation here, except for we might need to tighten that up. Yeah, like this. I'm not sure if I want to do so much of a step down like that. Yeah. Let's try something. a little bit cleaner. And not the most noticeable either of a fix. It's just, that just kind of helps. I think this is one that I'm gonna have to like hear with fresh ears tomorrow and make a better decision about it, you know. But I feel like that's definitely significantly less clippy, you know. Yeah, very annoying. I know, right? Yeah, I'm gonna come back to this one tomorrow, but I feel like we got something pretty good here. And, you know, it's kind of a crazy track to begin with, you know. We kind of went a little crazy with that sub bass, but I don't know. Like I said, you know, we're kind of trying some extra sort of things here that I think I'm just going to have to hear with fresh ears tomorrow and make a decision about it, you know. Oh man, but shall we get our final LUFS count? Yeah, let's hear this. Minus 10.2. I will take it. I feel like this is probably a master I'm going to end up coming back to because, you know, I think it might be the Shadow Hills compressor. All of that sidechain is not playing well with the limiter, you know, the maximizer. But, you know, that sounds like a problem for tomorrow me once I've gotten, you know, fresh perspective on this track. So, oh, but that seems like a good place to call it. Damn. Did some good work. Damn, that was like 3 tracks. Oh, man. And now I've just got, you know, I've got a mix for a client to do tonight. And then I've got to bounce some stems. Definitely got to bounce some stems. That's been the bane of my existence lately since I've been, you know, mixing so much and doing this 30 and 30. I've just like, I feel like so much of my time has gone to bouncing stems. It has just been, yeah. Oh, man. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. We're going to do this again on next Thursday. Yeah, just nice mix session. And, of course, I'll be live on Saturday cooking up beats. If you guys want to come hang out, keep me company, I would love it. But, yeah, if any of you guys need mixing services, if you need beats, reach out to me. I've got my email listed below. I've also got my BeatStars website. You can go see I'm dropping a ton of new stuff on there. So if you're a rapper looking for more beats, looking to connect with more producers, definitely reach out. You know, don't be afraid to shoot me an email. So, but, yeah, thank you, Signature. Yeah, we were doing some good stuff today. Damn. But yeah, thank you, Signature. Thank you, Siddharth. Yeah, all of you guys, everybody watching, thank you guys so much for hanging out, keeping me company. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.